because you don't have the resources to do it. You know, most of the time, that's what stalls out most of the plan. We just don't have the resources to do all the things that we had planned 10 years ago, and it's gonna be pretty much the same now. So I was just thinking, if you had that plan, you can just bring a lot of them forward and add what new stuff that we need to, you know, put in there, you know. It'd be a good start, you know.
Right, and that's always one of the drawbacks is, you know, you have either new leadership or just over time, you put it up on the shelf and you don't really look at it. So maybe one of the good things the state has going now is that we take a look at it more and we make updates to it on, you know, on a greater, less intervals, so we have a greater chance to look at it. So that's why, you know, updating every 5 years now gives us that opportunity to revisit, keep it fresh, and make sure that we are checking off those items.
One other thing, I'd like y'all to do one thing. Several years ago, the federal government made a directive that all cities, counties, states, everywhere were gonna have to upgrade all of their road signs, street signs, and they got a spec for it. That they actually had a deadline date, you know, say 2015. But it was gonna be so expensive, a lot of people raised so much cane, they didn't implement it at that time. Would y'all check on that? Within the next 5 years, we're gonna have to do it anyway. So if y'all would just look up that provision of the law on road signs and street signs, we need to do it in the city now anyway. But there's a directive that's gonna say you've got to do it, and I haven't seen it lately to know what the timeline is. Just keep it in mind as you put this together.
Also to add to that, Councilman, too, I don't know, with the DOT, with Mayor Wood, that's something that we can maybe perhaps consider discussing with them too, because as he said, with the highway and all the information, we need to know what's available. And also, I'm glad you asked that question, with the resources that you all have available, that we can utilize you all. I mean, that's what the Regional Commission is there for, to offer these services to assist us with the comprehensive plan. So we'd like to be able to utilize you all for that too, with this plan. All right, moving further along to Councilwoman Todd.
I really would like to see something. It's okay to work with the county, which is fine, but I would truly like to see something come to board.
Specific to board.
Yes, specifically to board.
Anyone else?
And I would like to, if we could do it individual, you know, just go and then with the group to the city.
Do an individual one board and then loop it in with the rest of the groups. We can certainly do a section for board.
It's like tailored
tailored
to our
board.
needs.
Yeah.
Yes, a section for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Well, the last plan did that too. I mean, we didn't strict it. I mean, you just have to touch basic with those things that you can do with it. And but the city had a lot of stuff that we did just on our own. You know, bike paths, I mean, you know, recreation type stuff, all of that was in there.
Right.
Drainage, you know, all those things.
I think that's what they're saying collectively, just as you pointed out, there are some specific areas that you'll cater to go with, and then together we'll assess the needs for the county. Okay, Councilman Nguyen.
I say we continue to work with the county as much as possible. And still try to better Gordon as much as we can too.
That's the general consensus. All that we ask is just you send us just a technical assistance request letter asking us to help prepare your comprehensive plan, and then just let us know that you'd like to do it jointly with the rest of the county, and then that you'd like, you know, your own special section.
Exactly. So, council, y'all in agreement with that? Everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I make a motion, to go ahead and enter into an agreement with y'all to do that, so that we'll have it on record, and then we can write a letter out and send it to y'all.
Motion has been made. Do I have a second? I think, Councilman. Y'all, just sort of give me a little time to get it out, please. Make it slow. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, Councilman Gensley?
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. Thank y'all.
Now, a few, little bit,
Oh, I'm sorry.
a little bit more information for you. So we have several things that we're trying to get done.
Okay.
Since we're trying to kick off this whole comprehensive planning process, and like Greg said, it's really a 12-month process to get this done. We're gonna go ahead and start initiating some pre-planning activities for all the cities and counties, since we're all gonna do it together. We're gonna start looking at your land use maps, your current land use, so we're gonna work with the tax assessor's office to plot a map that has all the current land use, and we'll use that later on in the comprehensive plans to kind of set a precedence for how you want land use to work out within your boundaries later on. But we'll go ahead and initiate that. We're also going to create a public involvement plan.
Wonderful.
And so the way we're doing the joint comprehensive plan, we're really asking for 3 representatives from each city and the county to come together on a stakeholder committee. And so
How do you get those, Mr. Premier?
So, really, there are 3 stakeholders, or you can send more. We're just wanting at least 3 from every jurisdiction.
3 from each municipality?
Mhm. And so this stakeholder group can be made up of business owners, just regular citizens. We'd like to have any council members that would be willing to serve on it. We just want a broad spectrum of across this county to be involved in creating this vision for the communities.
How soon will you be looking for this, expectancy?
I'd like to have our
Next month
first
or so.
meeting next month sometime, so if we can get it, in enough time to be able to contact them and set up a meeting. We'll probably have 1 to 2 meetings every month up until we're ready to start drafting the plan, so probably a good 7 or 8 months worth of meetings. And we'll just find a time that works for all 24 people or however many people want to come, and they'll be our visioning crew. They'll be the ones that are really responsible for giving us the feedback that we need to write down and create this plan. And then once all that's done, we'll bring it before the different cities and the county to make sure that they approve of it.
So will they be coming, they will be coming to your office? Is
No,
what you're recommending? Is that what
We'd like to have it in the community. We haven't really found out a good place. The county's, the courthouse is a pretty good spot. We'd like to have something central, but there's not really a great location that has a lot of space. We might do it when we come to a different city every time. That's still something that we're working out, but we'd like to have it, in Wilkinson County, that's less drive time for the citizens or whoever's participating. So that's something we'll work out. We just want to get the name or names of your representatives so we can start contacting them and fill them in. Are there any other questions that y'all have for us regarding comprehensive planning or any service that we provide?
Council, you have response? I think that's it.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
All right, we're moving right along to, we have what we call